This is how to solve a word problem in Google Docs. So I have a question here. It says the sum of two consecutive numbers is 1,973. What are the two numbers? So when I'm doing it on paper, I always like to highlight the comparison sentence and highlight the total, and I can still do that. So I'm going to start with the total. It does say the sum is 1,973. So I can highlight the word sum, and then in the middle here, there's a tool that says highlight, and I'm going to pick a blue. Then I'm going to do the same thing here for 1,973. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to pick blue. So that's my total. And then for the comparison, this is a consecutive number question. So the comparison is actually that they are consecutive numbers. So I'm going to highlight that in yellow. So when I'm doing a word problem, first thing I need to do is let statements. So I need to identify what my unknowns are and then create some let statements. So it does say what are the two numbers. So we are missing two numbers. So I'm going to let, not loot, let something. So I'm going to just wait on that one, be the first number. And I'm going to let something else be the second number. Now, when I read through it, first number, second number, they are consecutive numbers. So consecutive numbers are things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're all one digit apart. So I think I'm going to let X be my first number, and then I'm going to let X plus 1 be my second number. And I'm going to choose to bold these just because I think that bolding them is going to make it stand out for me so that I can see a little bit better. You don't have to, but it'll make it easier for me to read. So I'm going to go down a couple of lines, and then I need to make an equation. And I like to always do a word equation first. So I know that if I take my first number and I add my second number, the total should be 1,973. And then we let X be the first number, and then X plus 1 be my second number, which is 1,973. Now, it made that original X a capital, which you're welcome to leave it. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to fix it because it bugs me. Okay, so from there, I need to collect my like terms. So I've got X and X. So X plus X makes 2X, and I still have a plus 1 equals 1,973. And then from here, I want to solve. Now, I usually write in the little minuses and pluses. And if you want to do that, you can try to type it in. I think I'm not going to because it's a little bit trickier to do. 1,973, we are going to subtract 1 from both sides. So if I subtract 1, I get 1,972. And then I'm going to take that and divide by 2. Use my calculator. So 1,972 divided by 2 is 986. So X equals 986. Okay, so from here, I often will write my answers in all of this empty space, but Google Docs is not as easy as a piece of paper. So I'm going to do it down here. My first number is X. And then I'm just going to tab over a little here. And then my second number is X plus 1. So my first number is X, which is 986. And then my second number is 986 plus 1, which is 987. Are those consecutive numbers? Yes, they are. So I'm going to say the numbers are 986 and 987. So my solution, I typed my let statements, I made an equation, I solved that equation, I went back and found the answers to the question, and then I wrote a sentence. And that's all you need to do if you are typing up a word problem in Google Docs.